What you're going to see today is my transformation over 18 months after my gastric bypass, and I'm going to show it to you in pictures.
You ready to go? Go, buddy. One of the coolest things I've seen here yet.
Hello, my name is Grant, and I'm trying to live forever. I lost over 300 pounds using the gastric bypass, and I've maintained that weight over the last 16 years, and I'm hoping you can do the same thing too. Today, I'm going to do what I promised. I'm going to show the pictures. Now, these are all going to be side shots from you have the shot on my intro, and I'll show that one again right here. That's me at way north of 500 pounds. That's about the day of my surgery. I weighed 573. All right, so after having had, and for the first 3 months, this is going to be picture number 2. Now that right there is 3 months after my first surgery, and I lost right around 90 pounds, maybe 85, 90 pounds. And that was the first 3 months. So now in that first 3 months, that was a rough one, because it's basically what I lived off of was yogurt and water. A little bit of cottage cheese, but that was about it. I choked down liquid, B vitamins and stuff like that. But my mainstay of my diet, it was yogurt and water. And, but I dropped solid 90 pounds that first 3 months, just in starvation mode, just being able to eat, an ounce or an ounce and a half at a time and sipping water. This next picture, now that one is 6 months out. And by that time, I'd lost about between 140 and 150 pounds. And between the 3 months and the 6 months, I started eating a little bit different stuff. Matter of fact, towards the end of the 6 months is when I had my first cheeseburger. And it took me half a day to eat it. I had to eat it in 3 different sit-downs. But that was that first McDonald's cheeseburger that I had. It was after 6 months. But basically my diet at that time was a couple of protein shakes a day, and what I had at break off the lunch truck at where I worked was I would eat a 4-pack packet of saltine crackers. That was all I could get down. That was the limit of my stomach pouch for the first 6 months. So I drank 2 protein shakes a day with all liquid vitamins I could get in it, and 1 or 2 packs of saltine crackers. That was it. And I got down to about 140, 150 pounds lost within 6 months. Doctor was really happy. My numbers were good. Blood work was okay, so he wasn't worried about it. Okay, we'll go to picture number 4. That's going to be 9 months. All right, so at that point, at 9 months, I was probably down 210, 220, somewhere around there at 9 months, and felt good. But I felt good, but I was really, really weak. As soon as the doctor let me go back to the gym, which was about 6 weeks out, I went back to the gym, and I was getting weaker and weaker and weaker. I mean, I literally started bench pressing 350 and squatting 5 to where I was barely bench pressing 200 and squatting maybe 200. It was, my system was eating off my muscle that I had. It just protection mode, and that's going to happen to you too. There's going to be a point where you feel weak all the time. All right, so we'll go to, I think we should be around number 5 picture. This one is going to be a year out. Okay, so that one's a year. And by the time that I got the year in, I was really motivated because I had dropped some serious weight. About a year, I would say I was right at about the 240, 250 loss rate right there. I lost the majority of my weight the first year. And it was cool. It was, I mean, I was working a job where I was active all the time and climbing and walking and it was great. It was great. I was still weak. I was still very, very weak. My system was still eating off of my muscles. I was hazy in the brain a lot because of calorie restriction. But after a year, I was, if I chewed my food up good, I could eat just pretty much anything. But that's where I started learning where my system didn't like fibrous vegetables. Hadn't had any alcohol in a year, so I didn't know anything about how I was going to tolerate any of that. But I was happy. I was happy with the result. So was the doctor. So was Miss Christina. Now this next one should be picture number 6 or so. This one should be about 1 year, 3 months out. Now that one, it was just everything was starting to tighten up a little bit, but I started having a pretty good flap at that point, and I had extra skin, and but I was still losing. I was only at that point. I was probably down 270. I think in 3 months I only lost like 25 pounds, but I was still losing. But I still wasn't being able to eat. You know, my pouch was very small. I wasn't able to eat, and I was still feeling good. I mean, I was putting, I was actually putting extra. I refused to buy a belt. I refused to buy a new belt. I just kept putting extra holes in the one that I had. And that's how I was gauging how I was doing. But yeah, by the time I was done, I had a belt that almost wrapped all the way around me twice. That was cool. I about wore a belt hole. My father had an old hole punch, a leather hole punch, and I still have it. And yeah, I use that a lot. That was kind of cool. Okay, so the last picture here, we'll do the last one. That's going to be 18 months out. Okay, that was 18 months. That was 18 solid months, and that's when I crested at 300 pounds. I actually weighed 271, 272 after 18 months. So I had broke the 300 pound range. Now I eventually got down another 6 months after that. I got down to the lowest I ever weighed was 249 pounds. And that was about the time I got my stomach skin removal. But that after 18 months, if you really look at the picture, I had no muscle on me at all. I was terribly weak. I was emaciated. I was healthier for getting that weight off of me. It saved my life, but I was terribly weak. And it took me another 18 months after that, so a good solid 3 years, to where I started being able to level off and put muscle back on. And but there it is. There's my 18 month journey with pictures of how I got rid of it. So everybody can have this journey. Everybody doesn't have to have a drastic a journey as I am, but it can be done, and this tool can be used very well. And I'm thankful to you to be able to share this, to be able to get over my self-conscious fears of showing these pictures. These pictures hadn't seen the light of day in 15 years. I'd show these to no one, and I'm showing them to you. I'm showing them to the world. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys have a great day, because a great day today can mean a better day tomorrow. Y'all be good.